Folks, Jason Whitehorn here for Got Worship. We're going to talk a little bit about guitar capo transpositioning. This is the art of being able to play the same key using a completely different shape. You know, there are those of us that like playing the G's, the C's, and the D's, and the A's. You can essentially take those and play them in virtually any key using that same shape, if that's what you're more comfortable with. But that's not the only reason why you might use this. Here's a big pet peeve of mine. If you've got, let's say, two acoustic guitars, and they're up on the stage together, and they're both playing a rhythm sort of like this. If you get both of them playing the same thing, even if one's finger picking, they're both mimicking the same notes. They're playing essentially the same notes, and it can sound like two guitars clashing. What I prefer is for two guitars to fill up a different space. In other words, make them sound different, and we can separate those by using a capo. So if I'm playing like this, using a capo, I can have another guitar that's playing the same thing like this. And it sounds good whenever they're combined together. Here's how we use the chart. It's fairly easy. By clicking on the chart here, we open it up and we can see that we have our open keys here in blue. Now, we were playing in G with the open G. Now let's say that we want to take it to a different dimension, and play that in a different shape. We find the next G that we have listed here, or we have a fret 2 G that we have listed here. We can put our capo on fret 2, and we play the corresponding chord in blue. In other words, we're going to now play the F chord, and that's going to give us a G chord. Also, same thing here. If we move up to the 3rd fret, we find G here, and we find that we need to play an E chord. So those are 3 different G's in different positions. Here's the 3rd fret G with an E shape. Then on the 2nd fret, we find the G with the F shape. And then completely open, we find the true G shape. Now, if you notice, all those sound very similar in nature. That's why we've added these 2 rows here. These are going to get you some different dynamics. This orange here, if you notice, we can take the G shape here, or the G chord. Playing in G, we find that we need to be playing a D shape. So let's do that. Hear how that adds an octave to it? This at the 5th fret versus this open. Or if we want to, we can go up to the mandolin area, and we find that by playing a C shape at the 7th fret with the 7th fret capoed, we can play something completely different. This is nice if you're in a different key and maybe you want to play that G shape up at the 7th fret. See how it gives you a nice different sound to it, almost mandolinish. So this is basically how you can use this chart, and hopefully you'll be able to use it to your advantage. Print it out, take it with wherever you want to go, make copies for all your worship musicians, and we'd be glad for them to have it. Thanks.